Okay, hold on. I'm trying to fix other things here first. All right, so looks like I'm recording. All right, not exactly sure what to do because you guys got in, and I'm not sure why John can't get in. If somebody, I'm not sure I can help him at this point in time because I gotta start this, but maybe if one of you could share your meeting invitation with John and see if he can get in, then we'll be good.
All right, I'll see.
All right, let me go back. I need to go back to my PowerPoint. And I think I'm still sharing that. Is that correct? I don't think I am. All right, hold on. Just got to work out the technical details here. All right. Hello, RT fabulous students and beautiful MAV students. I want to welcome you to our actually very first RTF BMAV virtual student meeting. I'm not going to try to take too much of your time. These are some of the things that I want to go over in the next hour or so. I'd like to introduce our faculty and professional staff. Some of you may be new and may have never met them. Some of you who are not new may have only had online classes, so never had a chance to run into our faculty here in Bozorth Hall. So I'm just going to let each of them, just introduce themselves and talk a little bit about the courses they teach and maybe something about their research or creative activity that they engage in. I want to talk about spring classes. I want to talk about clubs, internships, scholarships, and Rowan in LA. And hopefully there'll be some time for you to ask some questions. I'm going to ask you to trying to find out where chat function is here in WebEx events. And there it is. So you'll notice at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little like thought bubble. If you click on that, it'll open up the chat. And if you have a question for any of our faculty, you can send your question through chat and we'll see what we can do to answer those questions. All right, so I'm going to ask each faculty member and professional staff member to keep it relatively short as you introduce yourself. I'm going to start with professional staff, and I'm going to start with the ones that I kind of see on my screen. So Casey, if you want to unmute yourself, and if you just want to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you do. You're also an adjunct faculty member. If you want to talk about the class that you teach, feel free.
Hey everybody, my name is Casey. This is our TV studio. Actually, we're prepping for a class that's going to happen right in about 5 minutes, so I can't be too long. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm kind of in charge of our studios, making sure we know exactly what's going to be in here, what's using it. Also, working with all the operational systems to get it all up and running for the semester so students can come in and use it. I'm also the advisor for the Rowan Television Network. If you're interested in that, it's a really cool club to get extracurricular activity in television production. They will be using these studios come October. So come on down, and we're excited to see you all. And I'm around if you have any questions about anything about our studio. So.
Okay, thanks, Casey. Appreciate it. Mark, how about you?
Hello, my name is Mark Amram, and I'm the engineer for RTF and WGLS. I'm here to take care of any technical issues that may arise and support the classes so they can go off flawlessly with their broadcasts. Thank you.
Excellent. For some reason, I'm not able to respond to chat. I don't know why, but Patrick had a question. Is this meeting being recorded? And the answer is yes. Let's see. Sean, there you are. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi there. I'm Sean O'Leary. I'm the film production coordinator here in RTF, so you might see me around the halls in Bozorth. I support all of the film production classes, and I teach one of the film production 1 classes. I'm also the equipment room supervisor, so if you have an issue with the equipment room, trying to get gear for any of your classes or any of your projects, and can't understand maybe how to work the online booking system or something, just look me up. Find me in the hall or send me an email. That's fine too. I'm also the advisor to Cinema Workshop, which is the student filmmaking club on campus. Their office is right across the hall from mine. My office, by the way, is 158 in Bozorth, all the way on the right-hand side of the building if you're looking at the front. Their meetings are Thursday nights, 9:30 p.m. in the auditorium. We have limited seating, of course, as you can understand. So it's a first come, first served basis there. But if you can't or don't want to appear in person at the meetings, you can still follow along online. So we're trying to stream them too, just to try to keep everybody involved and going with making movies. On a personal level, if you want to stop by or find me and talk about a wide variety of subjects, movies, comics, games, weird fiction, Ray Harryhausen, whatever you want to do. I can talk ad nauseum about any of those topics. So that's me.
All right. Thanks, Sean. Casey, I'm going to come back to RTN and just give the information you gave me earlier, but why don't you just quickly tell our students how to get involved if they want, if they are attending classes remotely. I think, are you guys already streaming?
So yes, the Rowan Television Network, they're going to be doing their meetings, their general meetings. They're streaming them. You just go to rtnch5.com and they
That's
can
rtnch5.com.
Yep, that's it. You go there and their meeting information is right on the homepage every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. They'll be streaming it live via Google. And then that way you can tune in and ask questions and get more involved. Their e-board is really, they're blowing the park at trying to get everything really good to be remoting, but we also, like I said, have our studios and possibilities to do stuff remote with them, having the ability for directors to call in remotely and talent to even be remote in some portion as well as in the studio. So we're trying new things this semester, and we're really excited to be working with the club and here in our studios. So.
And Sean, are your meetings streaming yet?
Yes, they've been streaming since the very first one, the second week of classes.
All right.
They originally were streaming on their YouTube channel. I have to check with them to see if that's going to continue that way. But they will have information up. Eventually, the website that they use needs to be updated with new information. But cinemaworkshop.com is the website. But for now,
cinemaworkshop.com.
That's correct. You can find their Gmail address on there as well. That's not going to change, but I'll give it to you right now in case you want to email the president. It's oh boy, this is embarrassing.
Forgetting information. Welcome to my world.
I know. I just blanked. Well,
Sean, don't worry about it because I'm going to send that information out in a separate email to all the students.
Good.
So
right.
Because I don't have WGLS's info, I do know that their first training session is today. That doesn't mean you can't still get involved with WGLS, the radio station. So I'll send all that information out in a separate email.
By the way, it just came to me, rowancw@gmail.com.
And then you are officially not as old as me.
Excellent.
All right, I'm going to go around to the rest of the faculty, and I'm just going to sort of do it in the order that I have here on my screen to our 43 participants. So we're going to start with Robbie. Robbie is our newest full-time, Robbie Gilbert, I should say. He's our newest full-time faculty member. So Robbie, tell us just a little bit about yourself, courses that you teach, and your research interest.
Well, hi, thanks. I'm Robbie. I'm your newest faculty member, as Keith said, and I'm happy to be at Rowan. Mostly my interests and specialties are in animation and animation-related subjects from a wide variety of angles. I've been a cartoonist most of my life and an illustrator, but I'm mostly interested in the way animation intersects with other disciplines and how it's an interdisciplinary practice by its nature. So it's exciting to be with the BMAV people because animation comes from science and a lot of the technologies that cinema and animation started in came out of scientific pursuit. So I'm really interested in that. Next semester, I believe I'm teaching storyboarding and animation and experimental animation, which is exciting to me. Is that brief enough? Silence. All right.
Keith, you're muted.
No, I'm not
Yes,
muted.
next is John Acast's wife.
Sorry, I didn't realize you meant me. Yeah, I'm the. I couldn't come in under my own email. You blocked me out. Hi, I'm John Acast's wife, Kim, and I teach TV studies with David Bianculli, and we're teaching TV studies across the year, TV of the 50s, TV of the 60s and 70s. And the most exciting thing for us for next fall, as you say in America, is where we should be hopefully launching our MA in television studies. So everything is going swimmingly at the moment. And I'm hoping that we'll have lots of you joining up and joining us on our Masters in Television Studies in the future. That's it. I can say about my research. I've been researching for years. I run a journal and a website, and it's always on American television because it's my favorite. And I'm writing a book at the moment on the representation of motherhood on American television, mainly on HBO shows. And if you look me up, there's lots of stuff from Sex and the City all the way through to the latest thing I'm looking at is Game of Thrones. How could I forget that one? So that's me.
I'm going to quickly add, Kim, we, as part of our master's, our brand new master's degree in television studies, which will officially start in the fall of 2021, we have also instituted what we call a 4+1 program. So if you are currently a student and are interested potentially in going on to get a master's degree in television studies, and I will add, it is the only one in the United States, the only master's degree in television studies in the United States, you can potentially do it in 5 years. So we'll be also sending more information about that because now's the time you may want to be thinking about that and designing your 4 years so that you could potentially add a fifth and get not only your bachelor's degree, but your master's degree too. Is that a good summary?
Yeah, that's a good point, Keith. So if anybody's interested in doing that, please email me. I've already had one Zoom meeting with a student who's interested in that. And I'm really happy to talk to anybody and set you on the right direction.
And that email would be?
acas@rowan.edu. So it's really confusing because I'm John there. So I'm just acas@rowan.edu. EDU. Okay. Sorry, not edu, EDU. I'm still trying to learn the language. Yeah.
If you haven't figured it out, Kim joined us in fall of 2019. And if you're wondering where that accent came from, she came over here from the UK to help us set up this master's program and to teach.
And I'm still learning the language.
Still learning the lingo. Yep. All right, next, Amanda.
Hi, my name is Amanda Allman. I'm the program coordinator of the Biomedical Art and Visualization program. We have a lot of classes that overlap into RTF. The ones I'm teaching are 3D modeling. In the spring, though, I'm teaching a digital illustration course, so rendering in Photoshop and Illustrator. One of our courses is also, we work with Robbie with storyboarding and animation. We also have the game design, the certificate in undergraduate studies in game media design. So next semester, the other faculty, Ryan Berardi, who couldn't be here today, he's teaching Introduction to Game Media Design. So that will be a great course for RTF students. And the digital illustration, the storyboarding and animation, and then the experimental animation with Robbie. So those are sort of on our slate for next semester. My personal research is I work with a lot of clients. So right now this is a mouthful. I'm doing a 3D animation of an intracranial head injury. I know, it's not exciting. So I do a lot of animations, but I do 3D animation for the medical and the scientific industry and clips for film and TV that deal with medical and scientific animation. So that's my research, and it's great to be here virtually. This is not COVID back here. These are good cells, by the way. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Keith.
You're muted again.
Muted.
Gosh darn it. So speaking of Amanda's, since I'm going in the order of my screen, also want to introduce one of our newest faculty members, Amanda Landa.
That's right.
It just rolls right off your tongue. I love that.
Hi, everybody. I've been an adjunct for about a year, and now I'm lecturing. Yay! And so I do have 3 sections of applied media aesthetics. So I'm also very proud to this semester, in this crazy semester, be developing a specific sports cam section of this class. So it still studies narrative commercial media, but with an emphasis on sports, film, and TV. So this past week, we watched the pilot episode of Friday Night Lights. And hopefully in the next coming week, we'll be watching some Glow and Field of Dreams and Raging Bull. A lot of fun, great stuff like that. So I'm really happy to be here, and I hope everybody's getting through this as easily as possible.
Thank you, Amanda. I would love to take that class. I love all those shows that you talked about. So.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I hope, I'm hoping that it's resonating, right, on the level of a lot of people growing up with sports. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm a huge Cubs fan. College football was the thing in my town, high school football too. But some of my research interests, I actually do a lot of work on Japanese film and anime. So all these fellow faculty members who work in animation, it's really exciting, and I'd love to have more conversations in the future about that.
Excellent. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
I may have to refer to you as Amanda #2 when we have meetings.
That's okay. That's all right by me.
All right. Next in line is Chris Winkler.
Hey, everybody. I'll take that as a segue from the sports cam section of media aesthetics, as I am one of the instructors in the sports specific courses here in RTF. This semester, I'm teaching live event TV and video production. In the spring, I'll be teaching live event TV and video production, as well as sports TV production. I also teach television production 1, and most years television production 2. I've taught foundations of media production as well. So yes, you guessed it, production. In my non-teaching areas, the production work I actually do when it's not a COVID-19 protocol era, I work for the Philadelphia Phillies as a director and also a camera operator, and also for NFL Films as a studio associate director and studio camera operator. In my research and creative work, I do a lot of work in 360 and VR. And this fall, I am on a 3-year grant project that just started as a co-principal investigator called STEMverse, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and VR career exploration. It's a National Science Foundation grant that explores the use of VR technologies in recruiting, or not recruiting, but encouraging high school students, particularly in minority and rural populations, to move into STEM career fields as technologists. So even though it's not finding RTF students to get into the mix, it's about using related technology to get students interested in a career discipline. On one related note, look for information coming out as an email blast, possibly later this month, or if not early October, because I am hiring a assistant in the RTF side, so a student that will be paid to work with me to create and work on virtual reality 360 videos. So if that is up your alley and something that you're interested in, and maybe you have experience in, whether it's through video gaming and you're just a user of 360 and VR media, that would be helpful. So be on the lookout for some info from me on a way you can get paid as an RTF student.
I just want to add that we're very excited. Both Amanda and Chris are working on large science-funded grant projects. And that's really cool because, Amanda, I'm sure you're also hiring students. Now, Chris has the ability to hire students. So both of these projects are in science parlance, they are both awesome. All right, next, Colleen Montgomery.
Hi, everyone. I'm Professor Montgomery. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, good. Sorry. I teach applied media aesthetics, and I also teach in the spring, typically a course called Deconstructing Disney from Mickey to Marvel that looks at the Walt Disney Company in terms of its history, in terms of animated features, issues of race, representation, gender, sexuality, the parks, the kind of whole Disney universe. And I live in the Overlook Hotel, as you can see. And my research areas are animation, like many others here, and Disney and Pixar specifically. I'm writing a book right now that incorporates that, and my other area of interest, which is sound and sound studies. So I'm writing a book on vocal performance in Disney and Pixar animation. So always happy to chat about any of those things. Would love to have you in my Disney class. And I'm Canadian. If you ever want to talk about Canada, I'm down for it.
Hey. Sorry, that's the only that's the only word I know in Canadian. Before it gets before they take off, if you have any questions for any of our faculty members, feel free to put it in chat, and then we'll have them answer it. But all right, next on my chart here is John Acass' husband.
Hi, I'm also from the UK, like my wife Kim, but I only joined in January. I'm running a course called Client-Based Media Productions, which is really about making sure videos to have an impact within probably 90 seconds, maybe 3 minutes. And the course is basically produce and do everything on 3 films each semester. And I'm starting a new group in January, so anybody who's interested, please get in touch. It's very good for your portfolios when you go out. I'm also running a media production company called Rowan Productions, where you can also get paid to work on productions at Rowan. It's a little slow starting because of the pandemic, like a lot of things, but we are looking at our first commission, or our second commission being recommissioned, coming up in the next month. So I'll be looking out for people to come and work on that, and then that will build up again in the next semester. In terms of background, at my age, I've done an awful lot, I'm afraid, and I'm not going to go through the whole list, but journalist, producer, short film producer, screenwriter, lazy person who's done nothing for a while. We always take a little bit of a break from time to time. But I would just say, don't think of your careers as one thing. Think of getting the skills to kind of adapt and go and do a number of different things. And always do some practical work. That's really helpful with getting jobs. But that's me. I don't know who we need to hand it over to, but probably back to Keith.
So I want to reiterate here that if you're going to be doing some kind of production, working on any of these projects that we've talked about so far, Rowan Productions, Chris's grant-funded project, Amanda's grant-funded project. These are great things to put on your resume and will oftentimes will open up doors for you. So, get involved as much as you can, because the more professional work that you have on your resume, I think the more highly respected you will be trying to get that first job. All right, John Olszewski. Looks like you made it in, John.
Yeah, I made it. Figured it out. You guys can hear me? Sweet. Yeah, so right now I am teaching Introduction to New Media and New Media Production. I am also the coordinator of the New Media Minor, which is 6 courses that you can take within the College of Communication and Creative Arts. And what I'm really interested in terms of new media is, interactivity. And so with New Media Production, I'm focusing on sort of graphic design, but in video for web, and then introducing students to a little bit of code so that they can create interactive, nonlinear work. In terms of my research, I do interactive new media myself. I'm a photographer and also a documentary filmmaker. My debut feature film premiered at Sundance in 2017. It's called Quest. And I'm pretty deep into my second feature. I'm actually 10 years into it at this point. And we'll see when I can finish that up. In the spring, I'm actually going to be teaching documentary production, new media production, and new media practicum, which the cool thing about the new media minor, the practicum is the capstone course where you propose a project and you spend the entire semester working on it, to go with sort of what John and Keith were saying earlier, that having work to go in your portfolio is super important. I always tell my students it's all about work and network. They go together. And so if you're making work that you're passionate about is like, high quality, high production values, you're going to, make friends, you're going to make connections. Those people are going to recommend you when there's other opportunities, awards, things like that, jobs. So, but you end up being known by your work. So really think carefully about the work that you're producing, and choose subject matter that you're passionate about, because you're gonna have to live with it, for a long time. And so it's a great excuse to learn tools and then apply them to, what you care about. So I think that's about it. Thanks so much.
I'm going to suggest that you all Google the film Quest, because it's a phenomenal film. And John literally spent 10 years making this film. And he got a lot of accolades for it, but he got a lot of accolades because it's just, I think, a wonderful look at the life of a family from North Philadelphia. So, John, is it available for free, or where is it?
So it's, I think you can get it through Canopy. So if you're a Rowan student, I was just emailing with another professor who wants to use it in her class. So I think the library at Rowan is going to make sure it's available to Rowan students through Canopy for free. You can see it on iTunes. It aired on PBS, so sometimes it's streaming on PBS. I don't think it's currently streaming, but I imagine with the lead up to the election, it will be. One thing about this film is it covers, Obama's, the 2008 election, 2012, and then kind of wraps up in 2016. So this is a good time to kind of bring that one out. So, and I can send a link through the chat or the Q&A or something if that gets unlocked for me. But check out Canopy to see it for free.
Thanks, John. I highly recommend checking out that film. All right, next on my Wheel of Fortune is Dr. Joe Bierman.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Okay. So I'm Joe Bierman. I teach film production. I've taught film production 1, film production 2, advanced film production over the years. Right now I'm teaching film production. I have 2 sections of film production 1, and I have a section of contemporary international cinema, which is one of my passions. So I am a filmmaker, and I am also a film scholar, and I sort of do a little of both, have a hat in both worlds. And basically, my films are a lot of literature and history films. That's the stuff I'm interested in. I'm currently working on a documentary about a specific battle in the American Revolution. About 3 years into that project. And I'm also interested in film festivals. My doctoral dissertation was on the Irish film industry, and I'm interested in contemporary international cinema. So that's
Mom
the kind
will do field day with me, Daddy.
All right, in a minute.
Aw, but I want to hug you.
I'm on right now.
Hug.
All right, so anyway, as I push this child off the screen, Laura, right now you have to stop.
Just hug me real quick.
There, real quick. Ready? Ready?
Huggy.
All right, now get out of here.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hi, everyone at work.
I am.
Do you have a child, Joe?
Yeah, I'm homeschooling my 8-year-old. So anyway.
That's me.
All right, go. Anyway.
Yeah, okay, bye.
I also teach contemporary international cinema, and I'm very interested in international film festivals. And right now, with that class, we're looking at the New York Film Festival this week, which just opened, and everything's virtual, which is great. You can watch things from your living room. Saw a great Russian documentary or European documentary, but by a Russian filmmaker set on a farm, and it was really fantastic. So that's me. All right.
So we've heard of Zoom bombing. You just got kid bombed. All right. Who is next? Looks like Nina Isaacson is next.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nina Isaacson. If you've met me before, it's probably in the context of me teaching Foundations of Media Production. That's our intro class where I drill into you how important it is to think about file management and file formats and all the stuff that you don't love to think about, but you have to learn in order to move ahead in this field. This is my second year at Rowan. I'm really happy to be here again. This has been a really fun, although COVID has made things a little bit weird, it's been a really fun time for me, and this is a really interesting time for media production. So I'm really excited to keep working with those foundations. Next semester, I think I'm also going to be teaching a couple sections of Film 2. Outside of my work as an instructor here, I am a filmmaker, and that's really my number one passion in life. Right now, I'm working on a horror comedy about the most unsuccessful art gallery in the world. So that's been a great way to pass the time this summer. And when I'm not working on films, I spend a lot of time at PhillyCam, my local public access TV station, volunteering on people's productions and helping people outside of the film and TV production world get their visions onto the airwaves. So happy to be here. Looking forward to meeting everyone I haven't met yet in the coming weeks.
Thank you, Nina. I'll also mention I've recommended students before for internships at PhillyCam. PhillyCam is Philadelphia's community access media center. There's a radio station and a cable station there. I think it's an unbelievably great opportunity because you'll do everything, basically. So you'll get a lot of experience in production, editing, all sorts of stuff. So if you're looking for an internship and can find a way to get back and forth to Philadelphia, are we up and running? The center was closed for a while.
We are up and running. There's obviously like a lot of occupancy restrictions right now, but the TV studios are now up and running again with social distance. I don't know what the status is on things like internships, but there's definitely also still doing a lot of remote events, remote trainings and broadcast. So even if you're not involved there as an intern, it's very easy to get involved just as a participant. So anyone who has an interest in coming by Philadelphia or is located near Philadelphia, you can easily check it out and see if it's the kind of place that you'd enjoy spending more time.
Thank you, Nina. Last and certainly not least is Paul Montacone.
Hello, I'm Professor Montacone. This is my second year as professor here at Rowan, where I teach primarily the media industries course, where we try to take a survey of contemporary changes in the film and TV industries primarily, and sort of look at them in their recent industrial contexts. And also I teach Film History 1, or Film History 1940. And outside of teaching here, I am a film historian as a researcher, and I'm working on a book about the Film Industries Trade Association, the MPAA. And in addition to that, a research project right now on post-production editing, unions and guilds. Anyhow, look forward to meeting as many of you as possible in these odd times, and be back on campus soon enough.
Paul, you have to, if it's interesting, significant, you have to tell us what your background is.
Oh yes, I live with my wife Colleen, and since she went with the hallway of the Overlook, I'm in the bathroom.
Thank you.
The scarier of the two bathrooms.
Yes. Thank you. All right. The faculty, you don't have to stick around for the end of this. I'm just going to go over, briefly, some information about RTF. Like I said, you're welcome to stay. If not, you're welcome to go. So I'm just going to talk to our 44 participants here for a little while longer, and then I'll let you all go. All right, so I am going to share my So this was the agenda. We already talked about that. Let me just talk about some interesting special topic spring classes that we're going to be offering. Erica Tachia is a adjunct faculty member. She's been teaching with us for a while. She's not on this call, but I want to let you know that in the spring, under special topics, she's teaching a class called Immersive Media Production. And what we do in that class is teach you how to do planetarium shows. 2 years ago, the show that they did on the 50th anniversary of the moon landing won some national awards, got entered in some immersive media film festivals. So if you've ever been interested in how you do these sort of dome productions, you may want to consider enrolling in that class. Chris mentioned already, I think, that he's teaching sports production in the spring. We only have one section of that, like we only have one section of immersive media production. So he'll be teaching about, how you do remote sports broadcasting. So those of you that are interested in that, that's always a really good class. I'm going to be teaching a class in queer film. I taught it a few years ago, and I think it's time to bring it back. So films that are of interest or the subject of LGBTQ people, if you're interested in that, that is also I believe, going to be listed as a special topics class. A course that we haven't taught in many, many years is African American film history. So we will also be offering that. That is not listed as a special topics class. That is actually going to be on the list of regular classes. We have offered that before, but it's been a while since we've offered it. So don't look for that class in special topics. Look for it under the list of RTF courses. And we're offering 2 sections of client-based media production. John Acast talked about that a little bit. This is a chance to work for clients. This is, I think, an important thing for anybody who is going to pursue production, is to get a sense of how you work for a client, how you structure your work for a client. And you're going to be making media that is for a client. And again, this is something that I think could be very valuable to any of you, that you'll actually have a piece of media that you can add to your portfolio and resume. I think that's it for the special topics classes. Amanda, are you offering anything special topics for the spring? That's a no. You're muted, but that's a no. All right.
No special topics. We run really really, really thin here.
You
So
got a tight schedule.
on
Yeah.
a tight schedule, but we will. So good.
All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Amanda. All right. Let's get back to my presentation here. We're not offering stop motion graphics. For some reason, I added that to the list. I thought we were offering it, but or Robbie clarified this to me. That should be experimental animation. That's a course that we're going to be offering next semester. And I'll let you know how you can sign up for that class, because I think it's going to be listed in art, but not in BMAV or RTF. Is that correct, Amanda? All right, so any of you that are interested, and I apologize for the confusion here, any of you that are interested in experimental animation, I'll let you know how you can sign up for that class. All right, so we already talked a little bit about our clubs. Rowan Television Network, they meet on, oh, I should know this, either Tuesday or Thursday nights, but I can't remember which one is which. Here's their website to find that information out. They make about 4 or 5 shows every week in our studio. So this is really a great opportunity to understand television production. Cinema Workshop, they make 3 films a semester. So if you're interested in filmmaking, this is a great opportunity through this club to try out your craft. As I said before, WGLS, I didn't get specific information, but if you're interested in joining the radio station, you can email Derek or Leo. Derek is jonesd@rowan.edu, or Leo is kirshnerl@rowan.edu. All right, let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Internships. I'm going to see if I can get my internship website up here. Hold on. All right, you can see right here is the RTF website, and you get to it through rowan.com. Go to colleges and find the radio, television, and film department. And this will tell you information about internships and scholarships. Here's the internship website. Tells you everything you need to know. A lot of internship sites will allow you to do a remote internship if you're worried about COVID. And I've also found out that if you're a new student to Rowan, the internship class, when we offer 2 of them, we offer 4 of them. We offer 1 in the fall, 1 in the spring, and 2 in the summer. If you take that class, that 3 credits will go towards your production concentration, only if you're a new student this year. So if you're looking for a production concentration class and you're a new student to the RTF program, the internship class will count towards that concentration. Scholarships, we'll be sending this information out pretty soon. We've got the Ned Eckhart Television Production Scholarship. That at this point in time is probably offering about $2,500 a year. We have the Salva Family Scholarship, which offers $4,000 a year. And we have external scholarships. That means these are not ones that are offered through Rowan or the RTF department, but they are, in some instances, up to $7,000. So it's sometimes a lot of work to apply for these scholarships. But let me tell you, your parents will love you if you come back to them and say, I got a $4,000 scholarship next year. So that takes care of almost your entire tuition for 1 year at Rowan University. So I encourage you to look into these RTF scholarships and these external scholarships through our Rowan website. And I'll probably around the beginning of October be sending more information out about that. And finally, Rowan in LA. We had to cancel it last year because of COVID, but we are planning to take at least 16 students, hopefully 18, to LA in the summer of 2021 for a 6-credit experience at a studio in Los Angeles. In addition, I've got lined up housing for all those students, and we'll be offering a scholarship. It could be $1,000. It might be a little bit more. But if you're interested in LA, we currently have about 60 students, I should say 60 alumni who now work in LA. And if you're, this is a great place to land post-graduation. It's a center for film production and television production. And again, you're young. This is a good time in your life to consider moving out to LA and seeing if it's right for you. Well, we give you this opportunity to sort of dip your toes in it by taking 6 credits in LA this summer. So the deadline for applying for this is going to be probably around the beginning of December, and we can only consider juniors or seniors. So I'm just saying this to be on the lookout for this information. We'll be sending you information about how you apply probably within the next month. I'm just sort of trying to nail down the details. So just be aware to be on the lookout for this information. Again, we can only take juniors or seniors. We can only take 18 students max, so we're going to be looking for the best. And one of the ways we have of judging that is by your GPA. So we'll be looking for the best of the best to take advantage of this situation. The 2 courses that we're going to be offering are probably cinematography and directing. So you can take 2 classes, get that much more ahead in your RTF program, and be in LA for somewhere around 8 weeks. I think it's about 2 months. All right, so that's all I wanted to go over with you. Let me see if I can get my window back here. Yes.
You're muted again.
Sorry, I don't see any questions there. Thank you for offering the African American Film Studies class. You're welcome. We've been wanting to offer that for a while, so I'm glad we're finally having a chance to offer that class. As I said before, the LA program will be competitive, and more likely than not, we're going to be looking for GPA, but we're going to be asking also to see your portfolio. So a combination of those 2 things is how we're going to be judging who's going to go to LA this coming summer of 2021. So any other questions? I don't see any other questions in the chat. If that's it, thank you. Okay, let's see. What can we as an RTF student do to maximize our experiences at Rowan while staying off campus for the duration of the pandemic? That is a pretty good question, because a lot of the experiences that we offer are production experiences, but not necessarily. We're getting better at being able to incorporate remote students into our productions. So what I would suggest is contacting Rowan Television Network and contacting Cinema Workshop and seeing if there's ways that you can participate remotely. That may be even true with the radio station. There's certainly ways that you can do production at home and send your files to the radio station. So not everything has to be in person. So like I said, I would contact Rowan Television Network, Cinema Workshop, and the radio station and see what opportunities students have for doing remote workly. I'd say the same is probably true with Rowan Productions. You may very well be able to do some remote work for Rowan Productions and, you know, still be able to gain very valuable production experience. Hope I answered that question. Justin is majoring in RTF and advertising. What jobs or career routes are offered that incorporates both aspects of those majors? Anybody that is going to be doing any jobs in advertising, your work is going to include somehow some relationship to media production. So I think that that's a really great choice of a double major. I think that gives you tools in media production, that gives you tools in advertising, that's going to make you, I think, more valuable as an employee, because the intersection of those two disciplines is very, very large. So I think that's a great choice. RTF and advertising, RTF and journalism are also two majors. You can double major in those. I think they also intersect in a large and significant way. So I think you're setting yourself up very, very nicely to get jobs, because I think you're going to have a lot of tools in your tool belt with an RTF and advertising major. From Henry, yes, Rowan in LA will happen every year. It's not a one-time thing. So if you're a sophomore or a freshman, by the time you hit your junior or senior status, you'll be eligible for the LA program. So barring pandemics or zombie apocalypses, I think we're going to be offering Rowan in LA just about every summer. RTF marketing, yes, also, I think a very, very good choice of double majors. Again, it's about just getting tools, as many tools as you can that will help you be able to get that job and move up in your career ladder. So I think, yes, marketing and RTF are good, but you have to double check and see if you can double major. You may only be able to minor in marketing. So you'll have to go to the business school and look that up and see if you can actually double major in marketing and RTF. If you do not have a GPA yet, we'll look at your portfolio in order to apply for the Rowan in LA program, because you're right. The deadline will be December 1st, and you won't have had time to get a Rowan GPA. So at that point in time, just tell us that in the in your application, and we'll look at your portfolio. Any other questions? These are all great questions, by the way. How do we build our portfolio? Your portfolio is going to come from work that you've done in class and work that you've done outside of class. So let's just say you do a really good job with your Film 1 project. You're going to save that and put it in your portfolio. Same thing with TV 1. Okay, you do a PSA in TV 1, a video PSA. You're going to save that and you're going to put it in your portfolio. If you've worked on an RTN television program, you're going to save that and you're going to save an example of that and put it in your portfolio. So it's primarily going to come from work that you do in class. And this is where, you know, you need to remember that that work that you do in class could help build a portfolio for you. Which is why you gotta, you know, you gotta do more than 100% of your focus in those classes. You know, you want to come out with really, really great work in all of your classes and come out with really great work in the extracurricular activities. That's how you build a portfolio. When you're a senior, we'll have a class. It's called RTF Senior Portfolio. And that was where you're actually going to submit a portfolio for evaluation. So when you become a senior and you take that class, The requirement will be that you build a portfolio that you can use once you start looking for jobs. Another very good question, Justin. Hope I answered it for you. Other questions? We still have 30 participants on. Got some stick-to-itiveness. I like that. Anything else? Amanda, are there opportunities for extracurricular work in your program or?
So there's a couple of things that we love RTF students that already get involved with is we have a lot of video classes over in the Department of Art, but we also have a gallery book, which is a publication. It's a SGA club that produces a publication every year and an e-publication now that includes work from not just art students, but RTF students, photography. So it's a club that they can get involved in, which is the Student Government Association Gallery Book. So that's a great club, as well as we have a student government club in biomedical art and visualization. So if you're interested in science, art, technology, and new media, that's where a lot of the VR projects come from. So we look at students that participate in any kind of new media projects. They don't always have to be science but mostly technology, game design. So we explore a lot of those issues, and we do portfolio development and careers. So how to write a resume, how to do a demo reel, which also RTF covers, but we do some special lectures with visiting artists. So for my 3D modeling class, we're going to have an art director come in that works at Amazon, does a lot of 3D modeling visuals. So a lot of opportunities for careers. I know I spoke to an RTF student that asked, really interested in that kind of stuff. So any of that new media, feel free to just email me and Robbie to talk about animation, game, illustration, or kind of your go-tos on that. So allman@rowan.edu, and Robbie's still on, so you guys can see him as well. So that's what I got, Keith. But get involved for sure.
Yes. Get involved. And again, we recognize that this is a very unusual semester, and I think all of our clubs and certainly all of our classes are trying to accommodate students certainly who need to access what we offer remotely. So we're don't feel that you're shut out of anything just because you're accessing your Rowan degree remotely. All right. Did I answer all of your questions? I don't see anything else in here. So, all right. So thank you. There's still 28 people online. Glad you hung out. Glad my faculty also hung out for the rest of this. I appreciate that. I am going to stop the recording now. And hopefully, I've had problems with this recording thing in WebEx, so we'll see if it works. But thank you, students. My email is brandk@rowan.edu. I actually forgot to introduce myself. I am the chair of the department. I teach sound comm. I teach queer film. I teach podcasting. I teach a bunch of classes here in the department. So as the chair, if you have any questions about your degree program, email me at brandk@rowan.edu. And good luck this semester. Looking forward to seeing you in person at some point in time, hopefully in the near future. Bye, everyone.